Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. I'm RoyalMixGaming and today we're just going to be discussing migration and what you guys need to know. So as you guys seen they've sent it probably 3 or 4 times, gotten some infographics and other things that they've sent to us from ROK and all the developers and all that stuff. They've sent us different migration rules and all this kind of stuff, and I've kind of looked through it, and obviously most people don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the way they're doing it, because the thing that I don't like the most is the actual limit, because basically like it was saying, as most of you probably know, there's going to be 30 players only that can migrate back to a KVK Season 2 or 3 kingdom, and their infograph shows it. I'm just trying to find here real fast the section where it says this. It's probably at the top here. So it says a maximum, it's line 1, Season 2 and 3 will only be able to receive a maximum of 30 migrating characters per season. Okay, so I've looked at some of these KVK 2 kingdoms recently, mostly because I have an account that's in KVK 3, and I have not decided what I'm doing with that account. So you go to Season 2, go to your off-season kingdoms. These are the kingdoms that will be entering Season 2 soon, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, give or take, into the preseason. So you're going to click this screen, and they've got this new infograph on here, and it's going to kind of tell you all this information, blah, 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 what alliance there is, the king, how old the server is, the language that's mostly spoken. That's probably what they say it's spoken. And then they're going to have same region immigration, same season immigration, cross-season immigration, and then they're going to give you the power caps for both those options. So the same region immigration is you have to be in the 8 kingdoms. So there's 8 kingdoms here in this section here, right here. So you can be one of these 8 kingdoms and migrate to one of the ones that's next to it. That is what same region immigration is. And it says it's open. Same season immigration is open. So that is going to be only, as far as I know, KVK 2 kingdoms can only migrate to other KVK 2 kingdoms. So basically that's saying anybody that's in this KVK 2 off season can migrate to these KVK 2 season kingdoms if they want to. I do not know if that is included in the cross-season immigration. I assume it's not. So my assumption is you have to be under 25 million power or the power cap, but you have to be in that KVK Season 2 already to be able to migrate to a different KVK Season 2 in the same season as you, okay? Now, here's where it gets a little confusing on what's going on here. There's cross-season immigration, okay? So that's anybody in Season 3. This is for KVK 2. So anybody that's in Season 3 or is in Season of Conquest, which is Season 4 and up. We're in our 9th or 10th KVK season. But that is going to be, your quota is 30 members. So you see here on this kingdom for Season 2, 0 out of 30. Now, when I was looking through this, I got very confused on whether it's supposed to be 30 out of 30, 0 out of 30, or what's the number of people that can actually migrate, because I'm confused on where it's starting. So as you go through all these, it says 0 out of 30, 0 out of 30 for a bunch of these KVK Season 2 kingdoms, okay? But when you click on some of these kingdoms, it's going to say cross-season immigration open, quota 29 out of 30. So that means one person has migrated to this kingdom and they have 29 available spots. And this is for Season 3, not for Season 2. So as you were seeing, I was clicking through all these off-season KVK Season 2s, and it says 0 out of 30. So what's that mean? It means that they have already filled their quota for the immigration for KVK Season 2. So within, I would say, what has it been, barely a day since this immigration cap has opened. And as far as I can tell, all of the KVK Season 2 kingdoms that are in this section have fully filled their migration quotas already. Okay, there's one. I actually haven't looked through them all. But the majority of these kingdoms, I would say 90% of them have filled. See, there's 4 out of 30 for this kingdom. Some of these kingdoms might be a lot smaller than others. This one has 8 out of 30. But for the majority of these kingdoms, they've filled the quota. They've got people migrated. They maxed out their 30 players, and it's over. You cannot migrate to these kingdoms anymore. The migration is closed unless you are in the same region or in the same season. And I still don't know 100% if you can migrate from like a KVK Season 3 to a KVK Season 2. I believe that is still qualified for as a cross-season immigration, okay? As far as I know, until I get some feedback from my contact with like support, from VIP support, I believe cross-season is 3 and above. It's not 3 and 2 together, it's just 3 and above. So 3 in Season of Conquest is cross-season. Same season as KVK 2 to KVK 2. Not KVK 3 to KVK 2. Now, that is kind of sucky in a way because KVK 3 to 2 is not that much of a difference, but that I believe is how they're going to do it. And if you're looking to go back to migrate to KVK Season 2, unfortunately, like I was saying, 90% of these kingdoms are already filled up with the 30 members that they can get. And unless you're already in KVK Season 2, and maybe you can migrate back if you're in the actual Season 2 and you haven't ended yet and you're not in the Season 3 off season, maybe you can still migrate back, but I mean, you're migrating back maybe a month. So, other changes that you want to know, I would say for Season of Conquest kingdoms, nothing has changed. So, if you go to like our 216 kingdom, it is exactly the same, it's just a new infograph. And basically, we are in KVK right now, so you can't even apply. So it says open and open, same season, same region, but you can't migrate here because we're in KVK right now. So it's all closed. Cross season's closed because of KVK, which the other ones say they're open, but they're not really. You can't migrate here yet because we're in KVK. But basically, it's the same thing for Season of Conquest kingdoms. Nothing has changed. It's the same. It's just like I was saying previously. KVK 2 and 3 have changed, that they can only receive a maximum of 30 players per season. So I hope that cleared up some things with you guys and made you understand all this information that you scrolled through here is basically saying KVK 2, KVK 3 can only receive 30 people. When that's filled up, you're out of luck. I'm sorry to say it. Unless you're in that season already, you can't migrate to that kingdom. And even then, I don't know if that's possible. I would have to check with support to know if you can still migrate after those 30 people have migrated. And for all I know, they count those people in the 30 because I like I said, I have not migrated recently and I don't plan to migrate right now, obviously. So I don't know 100% how that works, but from what I know, most of the kingdoms now in KVK Season 2 at this time of this recording have been filled. So my only problem with this migration and the 30 players that are in this season is the fact that it's done by the number of people, so by 30 people. How I would do it is by power. So let's say players over the power of 45 to 50 million, anything above that need to be in that 30 quota. Anything below 45 million power is allowed to migrate back to KVK Season 2 until they go above that power requirement. Why do I say it's by power? Because if you look at my account, that's it's 33 million now. It's basically going into Season of Conquest in 2303. We've finally finished our KVK Season 3, and we're getting ready to enter the Season of Conquest once we're done in this KVK. The problem with that is I'm still 33 million power and going into the Season of Conquest. I don't really have the commander's depth, the tech right now, or the ability to really fight in Season of Conquest. So the problem I'm having with it is I don't have the choice anymore to try to power up more before I want to face Crystal Tech. They're really removing your choice to migrate back because no one's going to accept a 30 million power account when they can take in 100 mil power T5. I understand what that's like. I understand why it's like that. I just disagree with it, okay? Like many of you probably do. Maybe you don't, but that's how I kind of feel about it. Is that basically anybody over 45 million power, then you can start playing restrictions on them, but that they're below that power, they're really not going to matter in the KVK, and they're really just growing their account. And I really think that if people are still growing their account, it would help the game a little bit if those players can still grow. And then once they're about 45 million power, they're really close to T5, and then they can go into Season of Conquest ready to go, have maybe two to three legendaries maxed if they're really trying, because at my point right now I have 2 legendaries maxed and I'm working on Saladin. So I would assume that if they were like 45 million power, you could definitely have 3 done if you really wanted to, if they changed it. But obviously they haven't, and we'll see what happens in the future. But as it is, that is how the migration changes have been applied. So I hope you guys learned something. I cleared some things up for you. So if you haven't yet already, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.